Hey besties! This week, the tea is piping hot, and we are going to be discussing some money drama that I know you'll want to learn more about. If you don't live under a rock, you've either heard or are watching the final season of Succession. It's a show about the twists and backstabbing turns of a family fighting over a media empire. And even though the Roy family may be fictional, there's a real-life family giving them a run for their money. Today, we are taking a thrilling journey through the life and times of one of the most powerful media moguls in the world, Rupert Murdoch. From his humble beginnings in Australia to his rise to fame and fortune, Rupert Murdoch has been a figure of fascination and controversy for decades. We'll cover his career, his family, and all the drama, so buckle up and get ready for a wild ride as we dive into the story of his real life. So, Rupert Murdoch was born in Melbourne, Australia in 1931, and he inherits his father's newspaper, the Adelaide News, when he's just 21 years old. But Rupert has bigger ambitions than just running his dad's paper. He wants to build a media empire. So first, he expands to the UK. Between the late 60s and early 80s, Rupert Murdoch goes on a shopping spree. He buys News of the World and The Sun, two major British tabloids, and he buys The Times and The Sunday Times, two prestigious British newspapers. Then he sets his sight on America. And in 1985, Rupert Murdoch becomes a US citizen and buys the New York Post. This man really said, gossip is my life. And then in 1995, he launches a small but humble news network you may have heard of called Fox News. A few years go by and Rupert Murdoch is now a very rich man. And I know you're wondering where I got all this info, and I actually learned a lot about Rupert Murdoch and all the drama coming up thanks to the sponsor of this video, Audible. They're home to the Bitter Blood Murdoch vs. Murdoch podcast, which gives a lot of juicy details on Rupert Murdoch's empire and his children that are fighting for the right to inherit his business. Through interviews with key insiders, including employees and journalists who've covered the family for years, this podcast explains how the Murdoch family will do pretty much anything for money and power. And I'm talking anything, including intimidating world leaders, manipulating the masses, and even turning on one another. This family really takes sibling rivalry to the next level. And if you can't get enough and you're dying to get the nitty-gritty details, you can visit audible.com/bitter or text bitter to 500-500 to listen now. Now that I've previewed some of that craziness, here's the really wild stuff. In 2011, disaster strikes when News of the World is accused of hacking into the phones of celebrities and politicians, as well as the voicemail of a murdered teenager, Millie Dowler. During a parliamentary hearing into the phone hacking scandal, Rupert and his son James were questioned about their knowledge of the illegal activity. And almost like it was scripted out of a TV show, during the hearing, Rupert Murdoch is hit in the face with a literal pie by a protester, adding a dramatic twist to an already tense situation. The scandal leads to the closure of the newspaper, and Rupert is pretty tied up in all that mess for a couple years. But the 2010s aren't all bad for him. The phone hacking scandal leads to the Leveson Inquiry, a public inquiry into the practices of the British press. And the scandal ultimately led to News Corp, the parent company of his media empire, being split into two companies in 2013. News Corp, which focuses on news, and 21st Century Fox, which focuses on entertainment. And then in 2019, he sells 21st Century Fox to Disney for $71.3 billion. A strategic move ahead of growing competition from digital media giants like Netflix and Amazon. Rupert Murdoch is also now one of the richest men in the world. As for family stuff, Murdoch has 4 adult children: Prudence, Elizabeth, Lachlan, and James. And for many years, there was speculation about which of his children would be named his successor, because each of the children had been involved in the family business in some capacity at some point in time. Prudence is the oldest sibling, Elizabeth is the second oldest, Lachlan is the third oldest but eldest son and widely seen as the most likely heir, and last but not least, James. He's Rupert Murdoch's youngest son and the sibling with the most disagreements with dad. Rupert Murdoch does have 2 other daughters, Chloe and Grace, but they're quite a bit younger and not too involved in vying for the company. just yet. In 2005, Rupert announced that he was planning to leave the bulk of his fortune to his two youngest children, James and Lachlan, while also providing for his two other children, Prudence and Elizabeth. This was a massive bombshell because he previously said that his oldest daughter, Prudence, was the most likely candidate to take over the family business. In 2013, after the public phone hacking scandal at News of the World newspaper, James stepped down from his position as chairman of News International, raising questions about his ability to lead the family business. Lachlan, on the other hand, had largely been out of the public eye, but he's always been a wild card in terms of his potential to take over and actually run the empire. Furthermore, in recent years, things have been tense between Rupert Murdoch and his two eldest daughters, Prudence and Elizabeth, as they're likely feeling a little left out of the family business and are frustrated by their lack of control over the company. On top of that, James and Lachlan are starting to butt heads over their differing visions for the future of the family dynasty. While we're not sure who's going to be taking over Rupert Murdoch's empire, we do know that when it gets announced, there's going to be massive drama as the kids all pounce like lions to claim their share. How would you feel if your dad cut you out of the family company? As always, thanks for watching and make sure to like and subscribe for more interesting videos on money. See you later, besties.